Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Welcome to the College Pick'em Show, Week 4. Today's show is brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere at MyBookie.com. Using promo code Drinkin' Bros to double that deposit up to $1,000. D'Anthony, we've done pretty good in college football this year. Not that great in the NFL. It's 50-50 in the NFL.
I feel like it was like this last year, too.
I do, too.
With all the quarterback injuries and shit. It was just a weird first, 4 weeks of the season in the NFL. But college, we've been doing all right.
What do you attribute it to? I was thinking about this last night because I won the Bills game pretty easily. Felt good about it. And then I had plus 10, teased it up on the Vikings versus the Eagles. And I felt okay about that. Even watching that game last night, I felt like there was a couple drop touchdown passes. They could have easily made that a close game or even tied early on, and then it just kind of all got beefed away.
Well, I think in college, you know who teams are earlier because you don't have – there's no opportunity for players to sit out any of the preseason stuff. That's not a thing, right? And also because there's – The first 3 or 4 games of the college football season are typically a lot less competitive. So really you're just kind of like doing Kentucky windage and seeing by how much somebody's going to lose. I think that's a little bit easier than it is to pick some of these NFL games, which even when there's an exceptionally good team versus a bottom third, like a shitty team, it still might be a touchdown game. Yeah. But there also could be 2 really good teams play and somebody might get blown out because this is how the NFL works. So it's just harder to bet the NFL, I think.
It is, and it's getting harder and harder. When you and I first started doing this show years ago, I felt like it was easier. I also think gambling-wise for the NFL, because the NFL is involved, their spreads are really dialed in. Where college, it's kind of all over the map. I mean, we'll bring up last week's games here. Ohio State, just because I'm an Ohio State fan. The spread on this was 24.5. Now, Toledo usually plays most teams pretty tough, and I was like, man, I don't really want to bet that. That's a lot of points, and I didn't bet on Ohio State. They won 77-21, and they're still Ohio State, right? Where you still have those opportunities where you know the fucking team is going to win. It's just by how much at that point. Whereas in the NFL last week, gun to head, lock-wise, I would have said the Bills. But the Bills looked very strong the week before, and I obviously picked them for the Super Bowl. But lock number 2 would have been Bengals over Cowboys. And I put a lot of money on that myself, and then I got trucked by Cooper Rush and the boys. So.
Yeah, he's going to do a little bit of trucking this year.
You think so?
He's the next Tom Brady. That's what Cowboys fans are saying.
Oh, boy. I can't hear
Somebody actually wrote it in narrative form, like back in 2000 or whatever year. I think it was 2000, right?
Sure.
What was his name? Drew something?
Bledsoe?
Wally Pipp.
Name. Drew Bledsoe is his name, yeah.
Yeah, we lost our franchise quarterback, and all of a sudden the best quarterback ever showed up.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen with Cooper Rush in Dallas. Well, it's not.
No,
I mean, it happened weirdly twice in 3 years with that situation because that's how Kurt Warner got his start as well.
Dirty Curdy was bombed.
What was he doing, selling cars or some shit?
He was stocking shelves.
Yeah, bagging groceries. Yeah. They made a movie about him, a hit movie that came out over Christmas.
Really Jesus-y movie.
Wait, who plays him?
Zachary Levi, a.k.a. Zachary Pugh.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach looks a lot like him.
Yeah,
they're actually about the same size as well, right? Zach's what, 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Yeah, probably. He's about 6'1".
Yeah, so they're about the same size. Now the choice for Sean McVay's character, who was that again?
I don't think it was Sean McVay. I think it was
not Sean McVay. I'm sorry,
Dick Vermeil, right?
No.
Yeah, Sean McVay in the other movie.
Yeah,
Kevin James
in the other movie. Well, no, wait, I thought it was the same movie.
No. Sean McVay is the coach of the Rams.
No, who? Sean Payton.
Sean Payton is who you're thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
But he played Kevin James played Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Now they don't look anything alike.
Sure don't.
At any point during their life, maybe when Kevin James was like 15, but probably not even then, right?
I would have been pissed off about it. I'll tell the story now. Fucking with Ohio State, a script that came across my desk that I did a brief rewrite on that I was amped about was Woody Hayes. They were trying to get this biopic made on Woody Hayes. And it was a friend of a friend. And I was like, dude, I'm in. I want to do it or whatever. And all I asked was, I was like, who's playing Woody Hayes? And they said Jack Nicholson. And I was like, that doesn't really fit to me.
But at least he's like a fucking legendary actor.
He is, but it's the same thing.
I think
like
Gene Hackman probably would have been better for that role, but he may have been too old at that point.
No, he wasn't. This was maybe 12 years ago, 14 years ago.
Woody Hayes has more of a Gene Hackman look than a Jack Nicholson
I
look.
agree. That's a great one. I didn't think of Gene Hackman. But when that was pitched, I was like, all right, that doesn't really look like him, but you're stuck with whoever they give you.
Yeah.
And with Kevin James doing, I think it was a Netflix movie. Him and Sandler are the fucking dudes, man.
Did he like lose a bunch of weight for that role? Because
Sure didn't.
Sean Payton is in pretty good shape.
He's in okay shape. Kevin James didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit at all. Neither does Sandler. Did you see that picture of him yesterday coming outside that restaurant?
Well, Sandler doesn't give a fuck anymore.
No, I mean, does not give a fuck.
Why would he?
There is a shot of him coming out of a restaurant with a cane yesterday, and he's wearing what appears to be size 8 extra large shorts.
A cane?
Yep.
Like a walking stick?
Sure.
Why?
Sure. So he had hip surgery.
Ah, I see.
Pop this up, though.
Probably from all that bowling he does.
Yeah, but maybe. He does play a lot of basketball. Those are the longest shorts I've ever seen in my life, and those are gym shorts. That's
I respect his commitment to the fact, like, he was like, look, for me, fashion peaked in, like, 2002.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to fucking keep dressing like that. Like, these are the basketball shorts you would see in the Big East tournament on TV.
Yeah. It's just his character from Big Daddy, but that's
his real life, and it's been his real life forever.
Does he have a kid named Frankenstein at all, or how's that work?
No, he's got a couple kids. I played against him in basketball one time, and this outfit right here is his daily outfit, whether he's going to a nice restaurant or playing basketball. Like, he's always wearing some form of T-shirt, gym shorts, or maybe a collar. And it doesn't matter which. Like, it's whatever's in the fucking drawer. And he makes right around $30 million a movie for Netflix.
This is every man's fantasy.
Sure is.
To not give a fuck.
Yep.
I bet there's nothing on the walls in his house either. Just a blank wall, blank white wall.
Are you just throwing tennis balls off of it? Yeah. Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, but Sandler doesn't give a shit. College football, though, we've been pretty goddamn good this year. Georgia covered against South Carolina, called that. Alabama, University of Louisiana, Monroe. There was no spread for that, obviously, because, well, that school doesn't exist. Ohio State didn't bet on us too many points, but they smashed. C.J. Stroud is up to 1,000 yards passing now in 3 games, which is pretty fucking crazy. Michigan beats another Division II school. Congratulations to Michigan. Clemson, man, they allowed 20 against Louisiana Tech. What's their first loss? Is it this week? You think it's going to be this week against Wake Forest?
I think no, I don't think so.
They got a good quarterback. That kid's going pro.
They do, but Clemson just has like too many. Like they're going to have bigger line players. They're going to have a much better defense. I don't think Wake Forest can win this game, but we'll see.
Okay. Oklahoma rolled. Looked pretty strong this year. USC rolled. They look pretty strong this year. Oklahoma State still there at number 8. Haven't played anybody yet. They played Arkansas Pine Bluff, which is accepting reservations for Airbnbs for about $4 a night if you're in that area. Kentucky beat Youngstown State. Big shock there. I didn't know it was Kroger Field. Big fan of Kroger. Love that grocery store. Big fan.
Yeah, I mean, any place.
There are plenty of reasons.
What the fuck is happening?
Bob, no free ads, dude.
What the fuck?
What is going
happening?
on?
Fucking
dude?
ESPN's
ESPN's
page,
website.
man.
Bunch of goddamn Bush League.
Son of a bitch, Bob. Damn it, man. Arkansas struggled against Missouri State. I was shocked by that. They got a big game this weekend. We'll see what happens there. Texas A&M. A&M didn't score a lot of points against Miami. 17-9 in that one. That was a snooze fest. Oregon rolled BYU, which was kind of a shock to me. We're not touching the trap. 12, though, didn't take that.
I actually took Ohio State.
Oh, did you really?
At
A lot of people did.
-1.5,
Yeah, a lot of people did. I sat that out. Too many points scares me off. Same with the NFL. Tennessee beat Akron, and they finally have an opponent this week, which we'll be at. So we'll be there. We're doing a live show from Tennessee, Florida. It'll be catered. We got Hard AF Seltzer. Tim Fry is the drinking bro that is hosting us. We'll be right along the river down there by the Navy section, and that'll be a fucking blast, dude. I haven't been there in years. Good to see Tennessee is turning their program around. Heavy favorites this weekend. NC State beat Texas Tech. Baylor rolled Texas State. Florida ended up pulling out a squeaker there. It was a big boy spread this weekend of that old Tennessee game. Wake Forest. We knew, though, this was going to be a grind against Liberty. With Hugh Freeze and those guys, they were able to pull it off. They got a big game this week. Ole Miss absolutely dismantled Georgia Tech. Yeah. And Texas looked, in the second half at least, pretty decent against UTSA, and they were down 17-7 in that game. Your alma mater, though, I was most impressed with. They smashed Auburn this weekend.
Yeah, it's a tough place to go play.
It is.
And
Jordan Hare.
Not that they shouldn't win that game. They should obviously win. It's a better program, but going into a play, that's one of the trap games on your schedule every year.
Yep.
Is somebody like Auburn, somebody like there's a bunch of them now, but there's always going to be one on your schedule. Purdue, from time to time, for some reason, whips people inexplicably. But yeah, that's one of the markers of a good team is you win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that'll bring us to the old Week 4 odds. Again, all of these lines are on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit up to $1,000 for that old first deposit there on mybookie.com. All these college spreads and overs are on there. We do a lot of teasers as well. Now, the teasers, you can knock a game down by 6, 6.5, or 7 points on there, depending upon what you feel comfortable with. Usually we'll tell you on the show whether or not we're doing 6 or 7 on these. And then follow us on Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group, and you'll see all of the bet slips the day before the games are ready to rock. First up here is Georgia. My God, man, they've been just dominating people all year. They're playing Kent State. So this is going to be bad. This is a minus 46 spread there, and it's a 62 over under. So what is that, a 48-14 game is what they're...
Let me put it in here.
Do you think Kent State even scores, though, in a game like this?
Against maybe, I never like to bet that they're not going to score at all because maybe they let up at some point. That's a 54-8 game.
Okay. Bob, do you have any idea if there's like a point total for Kent State in a game like this?
They might. I feel like for these games, they sometimes just don't do that.
Okay.
For the huge games. Like
yeah.
Team point total, if it's like that low.
They'll have one.
You think so? Okay. In this one, do you bet a spread of 46 for Georgia? Because it feels like they've stopped carrying at the mid-third in these games. And I would say yes in real life if they played the full fucking game. Do you bet something like this? Even teasing this down. So let's say you take 7. Get down to 39.
Now, if you bought a half point, they would have covered this spread
last week
against Oregon.
Covered the spread against Oregon. Who would have?
Georgia. They beat Oregon by 46.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
right.
but I think that spread in that game was pretty high. I think it was 17.
Right. But what I'm saying is they covered this massive Kent State spread against fucking Oregon.
I know. Look, we've said it on the show numerous times here in the last couple of weeks. It's Georgia and everybody else, I feel like. But 46. By the way, tickets on Drinkin' Bros tickets are as low as $38 if you're in Athens and want to go rage and just go see Georgia beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
It's cheap and you can get drunk, but I personally just don't take a spread of 46.
No, and although I am going to watch for the results of this game because Kent State has played at Washington and at Oklahoma so far. They lost those games by 25 and 30 respectively.
Okay.
So this might be one of those opportunities to see exactly how far ahead of everybody else Georgia really is. You know what I mean?
If they just stomp them.
Yeah, the Oregon thing could have been week 1 shit. It could have been matchup issues or whatever the fuck. Not that Georgia hasn't continued to play well, but when you see a team in the same composition that's played other teams that are decent, like Oklahoma's decent, Washington just had a big win. If Georgia does come in and roll them by 45, 46 points, then you know like I don't have any doubts right now, but then you know for sure that Georgia's like the real deal.
Right.
And not only are they talent-wise the real deal, but focus-wise, which is what wins championships over time. It's why Alabama wins. They have great athletes, but they don't have better athletes than Ohio State. They win because Nick Saban keeps everybody on the same page from day one to the end of the fucking season.
Yeah,
the whole time.
He's just a great coach.
Yep.
Next up, we got Maryland against Michigan. This is the first time that Michigan's actually going to play a team that isn't they're in the top 150, I think. So congratulations to Michigan. I'm dead
Well, there's
serious.
only like 150 D1 schools.
Right, but they played Hawaii, and then they
Yeah.
played 2 Division II schools. So they're not in there. This is Michigan minus 16.5.
If it was at Maryland, I might take Maryland with the points on this because they're one of those sneaky teams that chip somebody off every now and again. I don't think they're going into Michigan and getting anywhere close. A 3-touchdown game, probably, yeah. Honestly, like Michigan's decent.
Yeah, Tua's brother is the quarterback of Maryland.
I don't give a shit. But, be safe. Take it down to 10.5. Tease that down to 10.5 and take that Michigan minus 10.5.
On the teaser card?
Yeah.
God, I'd love to see Maryland upset.
Of course
actually,
you would.
Well, hang on. It would be great to crush their dreams undefeated at the end of the season. That would be probably the best. I'll root for Michigan to win in this one. But, yeah, I'm with you. It's 7. If you take it at 7, that'll bring it down to 9.5. And that's fun for a teaser card. Straight up on this one, who knows? Maryland could show up and make this relatively close, especially when you've played 3 horrific teams in a row. Do you really even know who your team is at that point? Because they're still kind of in between who their starting quarterback is at Michigan.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that one. Next up, we got Clemson against Wake Forest. Number 5, Clemson is. Against Wake Forest, who's number 21. Now, look, Wake Forest doesn't have that great of a home field advantage. But this is Clemson minus 7. It's not a big spread at all. Man, I don't know what to do in this one. Who you got?
What I'll probably do is take Wake Forest plus 14 in this.
Okay, tease that up to 14?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't really – I watched Clemson play this week. They're not good.
They're not great, which leads me to think that I think Wake Forest could do this. I think I might just buy this up a half a point to 7.5 and take Wake Forest in this game. Wake Forest has got a kid at quarterback who's going to go in the first round as long as he stays healthy. And this is the best team that Clemson's played so far. I think Wake Forest takes this one.
It might be one of those games. I mean, Clemson, of all the perennially top 5 or top 10 teams, I think Clemson's the one that gets clipped by some no-name team the most.
Right.
Like it's happened a bunch over the years. I think they lost us like the year after they won the title, didn't they lose to like Syracuse or some shit like that? I don't remember what. I think it was like 2015 maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's part of it for them. And Wake Forest hasn't played anybody either, so who knows?
It's a noon game. I'm gonna roll with Wake Forest in this one. Got to. Sorry, Clemson fans. I'm gonna take Wake Forest in this one. Next up, we got Central Michigan against Penn State. Penn State minus 28 in this one, D'Anthony. Look, they beat Auburn by
29.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
Same. I'll even tease this down, put this on a teaser, and take it down to 21 as well. Although Central Michigan's been scoring some fucking points this year. Homeboy's thrown, their quarterback Richardson's thrown 127 times in 3 games. That is a lot.
Good Lord.
That is a lot.
That's not going to be sustainable, I wouldn't think.
That's 42 times a game for him. But that's their offense. So we'll see. I'll take this down to 21. Take Penn State. Next up, we got Baylor at Iowa State. Baylor's ranked 17. Iowa State is not. But Iowa State is the favorite at minus 3. Iowa State has always been one of those teams. They're going to knock off 1 or 2 teams throughout the year. It's going to be an ugly game, and it's going to be 13-10 or something like that. Is this one of those games?
Especially at home. I mean, Baylor won this game in Baylor by only 2 points last year. So now they're going on the road.
Baylor, yeah.
I don't know.
Who did
about
Baylor
this.
lose to already?
They lost at BYU
Yeesh.
in a tough night. I mean, it's, not a fun. Provo sucks to play in.
It does, but BYU just got trashed by Oregon.
At Oregon.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly,
Different animal.
It was a night game, too. It's rough.
Iowa State beat Oklahoma State at home, while Oklahoma State was ranked 8th last year. They played Oklahoma at Oklahoma and only lost by a touchdown. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think
it's a coin toss in this game. I don't think I bet this.
No.
Damn, dude.
The spread's moving rapidly. When I first looked at it this morning, it was -2 Iowa State. Now it's up to 3 already.
So people are betting Iowa State.
Yeah, maybe I'll let that settle for a while and see how that pops out. But I'm not really comfortable putting actual money on that.
No, man. This is a coin toss of a game. It'll be fun to watch, and it's one of the early games. Next up, we got Rhode Island against Pittsburgh here. Now, tickets on Drinkin Bros tickets are as low as $9.
I don't think you may not even see a game day spread on this one because seriously, Rhode Island isn't. That's not a Division I football school.
Sure isn't. Pittsburgh is hanging in there at number 24.
I know it's the ACC here, but teams don't typically play D2 teams past week 3.
That's not true.
Is it not?
No,
Alabama
the SEC,
does. Yeah, the SEC does it all the time. But that's the only conference I can. Yep.
Rivalry week.
So, because the different conferences have different scheduling setups. The way it used to work in the Big 12, and I think still does, but actually maybe not anymore. But the way it used to be is the first 4 games were non-cons, and then the rest of the season was your conference games. SEC's never been that way. SEC, you can have a conference or non-conference game at any time in the year.
Yeah,
I mean, it does make more sense to do what you're talking about, Delco, which is like put it before the rivalry game or whatever the fuck.
Before Alabama plays Auburn, they'll play like Mercer.
Yeah. Next up, we got Florida at Tennessee. We will be there. This is Tennessee -10.5. That is a lot of fucking points. It has been a long time. Tennessee's number 11. It's been a long time since they've been ranked this high, and the fans are intense. Luckily, we bought these tickets weeks ago because, holy shit, the lowest ticket right now at this game is $280.
Wow.
On drinkinbrostickets.com. And that's in the upper deck, friend. That is in the last row where Lopez usually sits. 10.5, and the over-under is 62.5. You know what? I'm going to ask you first, Delco. This was your coach down there.
Yeah.
They've been hitting a lot of fucking overs. That's their offense. That's what he does.
They dump it in.
They dump it in. Do you think he dumps it in against Florida?
No.
Okay. So would you take the over-under in this game?
I wouldn't touch it. I would take, honestly, I think this is kind of where Tennessee gets punched in the mouth. I think I would take Florida here.
So here's what I struggle with this, because Richardson, week 1, looked great, beat Utah. Nobody had seen him really, didn't have any game tape on him. The last 2 weeks, he's looked like dog shit. And it seems like they're really keying in on this guy and then saying, great, find another way to beat us. And I don't know that Florida has any other fucking players to do it. I think the safest way to bet this is on a teaser and take it down to 3.5.
I think Tennessee can win, or Tennessee's going to lose this game.
Oh, you think Tennessee's going to lose? I don't think they're going to lose the game.
This is a spooky rivalry game.
Sure is.
Where fucked up shit happens all the time.
Sure is.
I'm almost inclined to believe in the over, though, because Florida has given up kind of a lot of points.
A ton of points.
They gave up 26 to Kentucky, who does not have a good offense.
Correct.
28 to South Florida, who sucks all the way around.
Yep.
And then
They do, but
Yeah, dude, I mean, you can't give up 28 to South Florida.
And then look, 26 to Utah is respectable. I will say, I think, did Kentucky have a pick 6?
They did. Yeah.
So, okay, they only gave up 19. to
also
Kentucky
their
then.
offense isn't that bad this year with Levis.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No,
But yeah.
but-
I'd
I'd actually stay away from the over. This is
And
gonna be-
Bohannon's, is a dual threat quarterback at USF. It's
Here's where I'm going to go with this, because we're going to be there. I've got to have something on this. I'm going to tease Tennessee down to 3.5, and I'm going to tease this over/under down to 55.5 and take both, and hope for a fun shootout. But I think Tennessee actually wins this game pretty easily. There's something about queuing in on Richardson, man. I think they figured it the fuck out. I think they figured him out.
Yeah.
And I think Tennessee actually wins this game at home. And I think they understand that it's been a long time in Tennessee and the fans are fucking ready for it. The place is going to be loud as shit. The last time I was there was many, many years ago, and it was loud as fuck. And it was for this game when it actually mattered. This is the first time in a long time this game has actually mattered. And I think Tennessee rises to the fucking occasion and wins this game.
I agree. I'll probably tease it and put it in a parlay with a bunch of other teasers, but I think 3.5, 4.5 is probably safe.
Okay. Yeah, but it'll be a fun game to be at. I'm amped. We're amped to go down there for sure.
If they lose this game, they're so fucked.
Oh my God, they'll burn the city down.
I mean, because their next game, like literally, this is their schedule right now. Florida, they have to win this game.
Yep.
Because then they go at LSU, which is they should be better than LSU, but it's tricky. That fucking sucks.
Sure.
Then Alabama comes.
Yep.
To town, and then they get Kentucky coming to town.
Well, they got to go play UT Martin first.
They do. They have a little UT Martin in there, and then I mean, literally, here's the schedule right now: is Florida, LSU, Alabama, UT Martin, Kentucky, Georgia.
Yeesh.
Like they
And
have
then Mizzou. They're running into
and
that buzzsaw that is Mizzou.
Let's go.
Yeah. Not a fun schedule, but it's fun to enjoy it. Now, is game day going to be there? Do we know that?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Fucking cowards.
Let's go, dude.
They should have went to Kansas Duke.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that Kansas Duke game.
It's undefeated. 3-0 versus 3-0.
Beautiful teams. Beautiful teams.
Basketball blue bloods.
Sure. Football, not so much. What's the opposite of blue blood?
Well, Kansas is good this year.
No, they're not good.
Yeah, they are.
No.
They got votes in the AP.
Yeah, they're not in the top 25.
They're going to be in
they?
the top 25 next week. I guarantee it.
Okay. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. Next up, we got Texas against Texas Tech. Small spread on this one. It's a trap game. Texas minus 6.5. Who you got?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a trap game or not. I mean,
100% a trap game.
Texas beat Tech by 35 points last year, and these are basically the same teams.
Not in Lubbock.
Not in Lubbock, though. It's
man.
tough. It's tough. Look, I was at the
Texas this year has a bought and paid for offensive line, right? And they have Bijan Robinson along with that line. And Texas Tech sucks.
It was 17-7. UTSA was up late in the second quarter, and Texas ended up coming back in that one and winning and covering, unfortunately.
I hate to be put into a position where I'm defending Texas.
Same.
But I take a teaser to 0.5 Texas because they're not going to lose this game.
I fucking lost the last 2 weeks on Texas. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. I took Alabama. A lot of money on Alabama. That sucked. And then I took UTSA, and I teased that up to 20.5, and I still fucking lost that.
Well, here's my position on this. So either Texas wins the game because I'm betting 0.5 point, and I win money, or they lose and their fucking season's over, and I don't have to hear any of this shit again. So I'm a winner. Regardless of how this works out, I'm a winner.
So let me ask you this. If Texas loses, they're currently at 22. Obviously, they'll be out of the top 25. Does Kansas take their spot?
Yes.
Okay.
That's probably whose spot they'll end up taking.
Because Kansas is going to win by like 20.
All right. I can't bet this, man. I think Texas Tech will probably win, but I've been wrong about Texas all year. There's certain teams that I just can't dial it in on. I can't dial it in on this fucking team, man. Because they did not look great in the first half. And the Bijan Robinson runs that he ripped off, one was 78 yards. I mean, it was a 78-yard touchdown. And they fucking struggled. That Card kid struggled in the first half.
I mean, he struggled all season last year.
Yeah. So I could see him losing a game like this. But do I want to put money on it? Not really. Look, you can tell by the ticket prices on these fucking games. The lowest ticket of this game is $125, which for college is pretty fucking expensive. That means Texas Tech is coming out. All the fucking fans are going to be amped about it, and they're going to give Texas the business here. But I stay away from this game. Next up, we got Middle Tennessee at Miami. Miami hung on, stayed in the top 25 at number 25 on the dot. This is Miami minus 26.5. They covered for me last week, though. I will say that, but it wasn't pretty. It was 17-9 against Texas A&M. I don't know what the fuck happened to their offense in that game. I don't.
No, it was they just never seemed to get on a roll at all. There was like some brief like disjointed success, but they never put together like a full take the ball from the 20 all the way down and score.
Right.
I mean, it just never materialized. Although, A&M's got a ton of fucking defensive weapons as well. Like they've got a lot of extremely good athletes on the defensive side of the ball, especially. So who knows? Maybe they just got outrun.
This Van Dyke kid I thought was pretty good at Miami, and then he just shit the bed at Texas A&M. But minus 26.5, I think you're fine against Middle Tennessee. It is in Miami. It's going to be hot as shit, 90 degrees at kickoff, and that should wear them down. I think Miami bounces back, I guess. I don't. Is Middle Tennessee are they even a Division I school? I guess.
Yeah, they're Conference USA.
All right.
I think. Is that right?
They're D1.
All right.
They beat Colorado State and Tennessee State so far. So I mean, they lost at James Madison, but that's a tough place to play, obviously. The fuck out of here.
Madison is transitioning.
To
right
what?
now.
To a
They're-
woman?
They're in the Sun Belt, but they're also not eligible to win the conference, and they're not eligible to make a New Year's Six Bowl for some reason.
And where are they going?
They're in the Sun Belt, but since it's their first year, it's a stupid period where they can't make a New Year's Six
Like
Bowl.
a probationary period.
For James Madison?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
they were
good.
D2.
They used to win national championships in FCS, so they moved up,
Sure.
and they're just boat racing teams right now. They're looking good.
Okay. Look, if you want to be safe on it, you can take this down in a teaser. I'd take it 6, down to 20.5. That'll give you a 3-touchdown win on that one. Next up, we got Oregon against Washington State. Oregon fucking trashed BYU last week. God damn, man. This whole fucking conference, dude, is a shit show, isn't it?
This is like the fucking third year in a row that we still haven't learned our lesson.
No.
Like, you've been publicly humiliated multiple times because of the Pac-12. We've lost a fuck ton of money.
Well, there's another bet on the line here
I
we'll
know.
talk about today, yeah.
Yeah, we may as well get into it. So it's Oregon at the Cougs.
No,
Oregon.
well, this one is, but the bet is on USC.
Oh, yeah. Oregon -7. Honestly, this feels like a game they could fucking
It
lose.
sure does. It sure the
And
fuck does.
maybe that's just like PTSD from Pac-12 bullshit.
I can't do it anymore.
I'm not betting these assholes.
USC, I've been pretty good on this year. That's the only team in the Pac-12 I feel confident about betting. This one, no. Keep your money. Do something else with it. Fucking.
I mean,
get
I
a
guess
timeshare.
the difference here is that the Cougars haven't. They played Wisconsin, but that was an ugly ass game. But they haven't played any real teams. Oregon's played a couple of real teams now,
Right.
With mixed success, right? But they know exactly who they are at this point, and the Cougars don't. So that might be an advantage. But honestly, I'm just not throwing money into a fire pit, which is what this is.
Me neither.
If this game was at night, though, probably bet on it. Probably bet on it. Depends on how many drinks I've got in me.
Yeah, if it was a 10:30
You know what? I think I've got Oregon figured out.
Yep.
If you're saying that to yourself and it's like 7 p.m. on Saturday, put your phone down, put it in a Faraday box where you can't even get cell service, and
Yeah.
walk the fuck away.
because it's always a bad decision there. Next up, we got Tulsa against Ole Miss. This is Ole Miss minus 21.5. I do want to point out the quarterback for Tulsa through 3 games has 1,200 yards passing.
So I was in Tulsa this weekend.
You were? Did you go to the game?
No, I was there for a wedding.
Okay.
And one thing I was told, my brother went to Tulsa. All his friends, his groomsmen, whatever, went
Sure.
to Tulsa. And we were just talking about gambling or whatever. They're all Kappa Sigs, actually.
There we go.
And I was like, what's the deal with Tulsa? And they were just like, just bet overs. Because
Yeah.
we fucking dump it in and we don't play any defense.
Speaking of which, the over-under is 66 in this game. Ole Miss isn't afraid to chuck the ball either. So, yeah.
They give up 40 points to Wyoming and 35 points to Northern Illinois. So what's the over this game?
66.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah,
It should be in the 70s, right?
Yeah, probably.
probably.
I'll take that over, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They were like, dude, their offense is awesome. They don't play fucking defense.
They might cover this spread, too, at 21.5.
It's possible.
I don't know about the spread, but the over, I have bet the over already.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Speaking of Ole Miss, have you guys seen that Eli Manning thing?
Which one?
With Penn State.
Yeah, he goes undercover as a walk-on at Penn State.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch the video, though. I saw a image of it online.
Yeah.
Does he start lighting people up?
I mean, he's one looks old, right? But two it's very clear that he's
Eli Manning?
very good. No, nobody knew, and it reminded me of that thing that I don't know what the commercial was for, but they were shooting a commercial with the Cubs not too long ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe, and it was Chris Bryant was the primary guy, and the person that was supposed to pitch to him while he was hitting didn't show up that day. They orchestrated this way, and like a guy from the grounds crew was like, "Oh, I can pitch. I'll come out and do it."
Yeah.
And it was Greg Maddux in a fucking fake mustache and wig.
Did he fucking ice him?
He lit him up the whole time.
Did he really?
He was just throwing sinkers and cutters the whole time, and he was like, "God damn, you got a lot of movement on that ball."
Is he still good?
And then he started getting
good
pissed
enough.
off. Oh yeah, he's yeah.
Because look, Maddox, what is velocity to Greg
Yeah,
Maddox?
he doesn't care.
Yeah, he was always throwing in the 80s. I don't think he ever broke 90 with the Braves. Ever.
He lingered around 90 to 92. That was like
88 was his sweet spot all those years.
He threw a lot of 88s.
Yeah, well, I feel like every pitch on the Jumbotron was 88.
that video with Eli was really funny though.
I'll check it out. Those guys always do cool shit. But yeah, I'll take this over in this Tulsa Ole Miss game, and I might take this up to fucking 28.5, and then take Tulsa. The way they chuck the fucking ball, dude. Never count a team like that out, because even if Ole Miss gets up, they can just keep chucking and score some last minute touchdowns.
They are good for garbage time points.
Man, so this might be a 28.5. Tease this up, and then you could take it down to 59 and have an enjoyable weekend. I think that's where I'm going to live with that. I'm going to tease this up to 28.5, take Tulsa, and then tease that 66 down to 59 and take the over. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm amped about this. Next up, we got Northern Illinois at Kentucky. This is Kentucky minus 25.5, D'Anthony.
Nope.
Weird, right?
I mean, it's
25.5. You don't see a spread of 25.5 that often.
no. They'll probably do it, but I don't trust Kentucky's offense enough to do that. To be honest, I mean, if you wanted to take it down, maybe to 19.5, yeah, but 25 is too much.
Northern Illinois, that's a MAC team, right? MAC after dark?
Yeah. Kentucky, I think, scored like 31 against Youngstown
Yeah, it was
last
31.
week.
They did. 31-0.
Yeah, so I mean, that covers, but
But barely.
That's not.
It's
Northern
close.
Illinois just blew a game to Vanderbilt.
Did they really?
They were up big, and then kind of Vandy just took over in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Well, Vandy does that.
Yeah, we all know the powerhouse that is Vandy. Vanderbilt football is where it's at. The rest of these teams are losers. Speaking of Vandy, they're up next section. Vanderbilt against Alabama. Minus 40.5 for Alabama there. Vandy's a powerhouse. What do you do here?
There's no point in betting on this.
I agree.
Or watching. Just look at the box score after.
Whenever you have a spread of 40.5 and the over-under is 58.5, it's not good. It's not good. That means they're expecting the other team to score about 10 points,
Not even that.
if that.
Let's see. What's the 58.5?
58.5, yeah.
40. It's 50 to 10 game, basically.
50 to 10.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, only 644 yards passing this season so far.
9 TDs, though.
9 touchdowns, but only 644 in the air. That's not going to do it for the Heisman. It's not going to do it. He's got to up those numbers. Yeah, I'm with you. Why bet 40.5 and something like this? Like, there's better games. Don't do it. That's too many fucking points. Next up is Arkansas against Texas A&M. I want to point out this is at a neutral stadium. This is in Jerry World. Well, relatively neutral, right? It's pretty close to both schools there. Texas A&M -2 in this one.
Not having to go to State College, I'm Arkansas money line on this.
Yep.
yeah, I love
To
Arkansas
be
here.
quite honest.
So do I. I know they struggled last week, but I think they probably overlooked Missouri State for this game. This is a night game. It's on ESPN. Everybody's going to fucking come out for this.
Yep.
Tickets are decently priced on this one for this game. And these are kind of rivals. They play on this same weekend pretty much every year. I've been pretty high on Arkansas this year. I'm going to follow the trend. I'm with you. I'm going to take Arkansas money line in this.
Yeah,
I was not impressed with Texas A&M last week.
It's a big game for Arkansas. I mean, if something crazy were to happen and they were able to knock Alabama off at home, like Alabama's coming to Arkansas to play, definitely not going to happen. But weird shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
They win this game this week, and that game next week, they're in the top 5, if not the top 4, and 2, they really only have to beat BYU and Ole Miss for the rest of the year to probably make it to the CFP. Like that seems like a fucking fever dream for Arkansas. But
It is, yeah.
Maybe it is, but it's not that far out of reach. If they win I think they're going to win this game, but if they're able to win next week against Alabama, that'd be it.
Yeah.
Because they're in the same division too, so they wouldn't.
They don't have the tiebreak.
They wouldn't have to play Alabama in the fucking conference title game, although they would get shit rolled by Georgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, but if they lose the SEC title game essentially by not so much,
yeah,
right? As long as they keep it tight
Yep.
or tight-ish, and they're a one-loss SEC runner-up, and the rest of the field looks like dog shit because nobody's coming from the Pac-12.
yeah.
Probably only one team from the Big Ten, and then where the fuck does anyone else come from?
It's not going to be Clemson, I don't think.
No.
Right? They're gonna get fucked up probably in the conference championship.
I think they lose to Wake Forest.
They may lose this week. They may lose in the conference championship. We'll see. But yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. So.
It's like almost certain that 2 SEC teams are going to make it this year.
Yeah. But I'll take Arkansas on this one, money line. The other thing to watch out for, this isn't Jerry World, like I said earlier, but Jerry Jones is a huge booster and alumni for Arkansas. He's going to slip the refs some money on this game. Like, if it comes down to a late call, Arkansas is going to get it. That's my prediction. Next up, we got Wisconsin against Ohio State. This is the night game on ABC. Wisconsin, who do they lose to? They had a bad loss to somebody.
Washington State.
That's right.
Cougs, man.
Cougs. Was that at Washington State or at Wisconsin?
It's at Wisconsin.
Yeesh.
I'm taking Ohio State minus 18. I don't give a fuck about Wisconsin.
Me neither. I'm all over this. I'm going to take Ohio State's in this one. I'm going to take it in teasers. I'm going to take all the things that I can possibly take. Wisconsin has no offense.
Yeah, but this is just one of those stupid games where Wisconsin's going to keep it close and you're going to like rip your hair.
They'll
out
keep
on
it close
Saturday.
for the first half. I think this is going to be a blowout in the second half. And Ohio State's starting to turn it on here with some fucking points.
Yeah.
I'm all over Ohio State in this game. I didn't bet it
Defense is
last
still
week.
Legit.
I didn't bet it last week. Who?
Wisconsin.
That's fine, but is Jackson Smith and Jigma and all those guys back this week? I haven't seen the injury report.
In Columbus.
Because it's Tuesday. Yeah, on a night game.
Not really worried about Wisconsin.
Me neither, man. I in the past, yes. Not now. Not this year. For Wisconsin, it's just not their year. I think they blow them out. By the way, Marvin Harrison Jr. has got 5 touchdowns already. Damn it, man. That's crazy. Over under 57 in this game. Shit. I think it's a big boy. I think it's like a 42-14 game, actually. I don't touch. I'm not going to take the over. I'm going to take Ohio State, but I'm not going to take the over.
18 and 57 is 38-19 or 38-20, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I'll leave that be, but I'll definitely take Ohio State. Next up, we got UConn versus NC State. This is NC State minus 38.5. I feel like UConn gets beat by 100 every single week.
Are they transitioning to D2 as well?
Or
They're going
winning?
FCS.
FCS. So
They're flipping with essentially they're two ships crossing the night with James Madison.
Okay.
I see.
Gotcha.
So UConn is just trying to get every game they can with a big school this year and get paid before they fucking get relegated to.
They are a basketball-only
man.
school now.
Well, technically they're independent, so they had to schedule every single game this year.
Oh my god.
Ugh, brutal. Look, is NC State even good enough for a 38.5 spread?
They're good.
They're okay. I wouldn't say they're great. They almost got beat opening week by Eastern Carolina, so
It might be okay.
yeah, we'll see. 38.5 points for NC State?
No way.
No, I just don't do it. It's just too many points over an unknown team. And yes, I know UConn is fucking awful, and they probably don't give a shit about life, but that's too many points. There's better games to bet on. Next up, we got Kansas State against Oklahoma. Oklahoma's look great this year. How is Kansas State? You guys are in outside the top 25. How are they doing this year?
They just lost at home to Tulane
Okay.
after shit pumping Missouri at home.
Right.
So
But Willie Fritz and the boys, Tulane, Green Wave,
Yep.
you know, it's going to get you every now and then.
I guess. I mean, they've been a 7-win team the past 2 years.
It's
Yeah,
around
something
there.
like that. Here's the thing: K-State's not very good. Even watching them against Missouri, they
destroyed you.
scored 1 touchdown on special teams and 3 touchdowns off of turnovers inside like their own or our own 20 or whatever.
Is
You know what I mean?
Martinez the
really
quarterback?
short? Martinez is their quarterback, so they scored 28 points essentially on special teams and in extremely short fields. Their offense not that good. Their quarterback's fucking terrible. I was really nervous about Oklahoma, but they fucked Nebraska up so bad.
Sure did.
I think
Speaking of Nebraska, Adrian Martinez, obviously the transfer from Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's how
He
you
played
remember
there
him.
for 30 years. It's amazing he still has eligibility left.
Well,
that
he's
guy.
the COVID year, right?
Oh, yeah.
That helped. But, yeah, his average completion is 4.6 yards this year,
Okay.
which is about half of what it should be.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So,
It's right where it needs to be.
yeah.
This is a fun one because on my bookie, like I said at the top of the show, you can take a teaser from -6, 6.5, and 7. At 13, take it at 6.5. That way it brings it down to 6.5. That way Oklahoma's only got to win by a touchdown in this one, and you can just enjoy it.
I don't think you need to touch it.
I don't think so either.
all.
But
I
if you're
do.
if you're at home, oh, you do?
That said, Kansas State wins this game.
Oh God, I'm gonna walk right the fuck out of here.
There's one every
I'm gonna
week.
walk right the fuck out of here.
Every
dude.
single week there's one.
It's
with this.
crazy. It is fucking.
They beat
crazy with
Oklahoma
you.
routinely.
Not this year.
Isn't Kelly from Vegas a K-State
She is.
alum?
Yeah.
Should ask her.
Ask her. But that's what I'm gonna take this 6.5 down. Take it at 6.5.
They only
and
lost by 6 against Oklahoma last year.
Yeah, it's a different year. It's a different
Certainly a different year. The year before that, they won by 3.
year. Yeah.
The year before that, they lost by 7 or won by 7. They beat they beat Oklahoma 2 of the last 3 years.
I'm not doing it.
This is the worst.
I'm still doing Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's K-State's not good.
Yeah. I'm in on Oklahoma.
They got blown out in 18, but 17 again. They only lost by 7. They played
Yeah.
this game tough, no matter where it is.
What are you doing? Where are you putting your dick? out?
Nowhere, because if I go up, I'm like Oklahoma can definitely beat them by 3 touchdowns, and I don't know. I don't think it's worth teasing it, so I'm not betting this.
I'm gonna tease it. I'm gonna take it at 6.5. I'm all over it. I'm gonna pull my pants down and get in it. Get in it. I want to get in it. I want it on me. I need it. Some people say I need it. Is that weird? Next up is some people call this the game of the week here in the studio. A lot of dye riding on this game. A lot of hair dye on this game. This is USC, number 7, against Oregon State's. Spread is low. -6.5.
the over/under 71.
You should be concerned.
I am now. Looking at this spread at 6.5.
This is a 39-33 game
Okay.
that they're predicting here,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
Interesting fact about USC. That coach that lost to K-State all those times, he coaches USC now.
Okay. And that's great. But we've already bet this in advance. We might as well tell the audience. So Delco and I have been arguing about this because I'm all in on USC this year. I think they go to the CFP. I said they're going to win this game. You said they're going to lose this game.
Oregon State hasn't lost at home in 2 years.
We've bet a dye job, a Giorgio dye job on this of blonde hair. So one of us will have blonde hair in the next couple weeks. Giorgio, where do you go and how much is your guy? We got to get some stats on it. Yeah, it's
I mean, just
have
Jesse do it.
no, it's because you got to strip it. It's a process.
I got a girl.
Oh, you got a girl. What does she charge?
Multi-hour process. Shout out to Austin Talley for hooking me up with her.
Really?
You're a little. I want to go a little more gray blonde.
No, she does. I like it. This
I
color.
like that color.
I
like
her
that
name's
color.
Q. She works off of Bex & Co. About $250. Probably want to tip $75 on that too.
Yeah.
So you're looking about $325.
Of course.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that. I won't have to do it. Ross will.
No, I definitely won't because
Wait,
USC is going to win this game.
So
We'll be together. Shit. We'll be together at
We'll
the
be able to
hotel
watch
at that
it.
point.
Delco, you're saying that
Oregon State's going to win the game outright.
Okay.
Who do you got, D'Anthony? Who do you think?
I'm going to take it to 0.5 for USC because I think they'll win, but I'm not. This is a weird game, so I'm not confident they'll win by much.
Well, luckily, it's just a money line bet for the two of us. I didn't think the spread was going to come in this low.
I have a
thought it was
question.
going to be 2 touchdowns.
I have a question about the bet.
Got it.
Since sports betting's been a little rougher lately,
Delco?
are
Yeah.
you going to cover the cost of the dye job?
Doesn't
No.
have to.
No.
Doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't. That's what gentlemen do. That's what a bet is. So, no, and not vice versa. I would not ask him to cover my dye job as well. So, we're doing it. We're going all in, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night because we'll be in Tennessee, back at the whatever shitty hotel was left over.
No, we're at an Airbnb actually.
Not that night. In Knoxville.
Yeah. We had to. There were no hotels in downtown Knoxville. There was one hotel, and it was $900 a night per room.
Oh, I booked a hotel in Knoxville.
Well, you should unbook it.
All right, I will.
Well, you can't. We'll compare and see which one's cheaper, but mine's cheaper. It's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes out.
I was the same way, but it was whatever was left was what I got.
Yeah.
Nashville, I didn't get you got an Airbnb in Nashville, though, right? All right, good.
I got it for both because I'm a responsible adult.
Got it. Okay, cool. But yeah, we'll be able to watch this game and then decide who's going to be. Are you excited to be blonde? Let me ask you that.
I won't have to be.
Well, let's say you're wrong. I know it never happens, but let's say you are. Mm-hmm. Are you excited about it?
Yeah.
You and Giorgio can go out and hit the town together?
Yeah, we'll be the blonde boys.
Yeah, the blonde brothers. 2 non-blondes. All blonde up.
I don't know that you're going to be able to pull off blonde without looking like gay. Like Archer in season
I'm fine with
1
that.
of Archer where he's got the pink slut T-shirt on.
It's called free drinks.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
hang
that's
out
true.
on 4th and Colorado down there. You
Absolutely,
can
dude.
get all the AIDS and free drinks you want.
Now,
Absolutely.
I bet this money line in solidarity with Dan. But if you do lose, I would like you and Giorgio to Tatooine a chick. 2 sons.
Oh, that'd be
one
great.
planet.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Bob, you cover outside the top 25. Does Oregon State have a shot here?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Spooky.
Really?
Corvallis is a spooky place to play. When you start hearing that chainsaw, it's fucking...
The turnover chainsaw, too.
Fuck off.
Do they really fire up a live chainsaw?
They have a chainsaw whenever they get a turnover.
Yeah, but then there's a chainsaw sound effect.
for
like
third down.
Every
Yeah.
third down. Yeah.
I don't mind that. I actually think that's fun.
You don't want to bet on
I'm betting.
a
I've
road
already
team
done it.
going to Oregon
No,
State.
I've already done it. It's
The
already
last time they played Oregon at home, they beat them.
done. Oregon or Oregon State?
Oregon.
Okay.
And last year against at USC, they won that game by fucking 22 points. Oh no, I'm sorry, by 18 points. But this is a different USC
team,
yeah.
different coach, all of it. Yeah. I'm all in on USC. Let's go.
I hope
it's a blowout,
I hope.
too.
What if they tie? Do you assholes both have to get blonde hair?
Can't tie.
Can't tie in college.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they're tied and a fucking bomb threat comes in and they can't finish the game? Just out of curiosity.
Sure.
Not that I'm going to do
then we'll
that.
both blonde up.
Not
you know?
that I'm going to
We'll
do
go.
that.
We'll go tips to tips on that one. Next up, we got Wyoming against BYU. BYU is coming off of an awful loss. I'm surprised they're still ranked. That was such a bad loss.
Oregon's okay.
Are they?
Yeah, they just honestly, it just shows how much further along Georgia is than anyone else in the country.
All right. This is BYU minus 22.5. I don't do it. I don't believe in BYU. I don't touch this game. I hate the Pac-12 so much.
They're just too inconsistent to be dumping points like that.
Yeah, and now the next one's another Pac-12 game, and this is interesting because it's Utah who's hanging around. They keep fucking hanging around, these dicks, at 13 against Arizona State. Now, the reason why this is interesting, Arizona State just fired their coach. So Herm Edwards is out, and there's also allegations against him. Are they for money or, I mean, they're not, it's not like sexual allegations.
No,
no,
those
like
recruiting
recruiting
violations, whatever that means.
Can you do that anymore? I mean, kids are getting paid left and right. What does it fucking matter?
You have to do something like obscenely wrong
Yeah,
at this
dude.
point because you can literally just tell the kid, yeah, our boosters will pay you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he did, but I'm looking forward to finding out. To be
So
honest.
who's the new head coach there? Because this spread is only 14.5, and it doesn't really make sense why.
I mean, Utah's going to cover that pretty easy.
I think so. That's what I like. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you wanted to take a point, sure, and go down to 13.5, unless they've got some new coach that they're going to rally around.
No.
But Herm Edwards was the dude, like, and all the players love that guy.
Yeah.
It kind of, he runs thin after a while.
Yeah.
Like, he's got like a short shelf life. What's interesting is the bet-in favorite for the new coach of Arizona State, and that is Mike Norvell at Florida State.
Really?
Well, he's going to have to leave because Deion Sanders is about to take his job.
I think
3-0.
so. Yeah, I think Deion. Well, I think Deion. Give it a. That's a weird choice. By the way, on game day, before we get to this, Big Noon last week, every fucking Nebraska fan was wearing a higher Urban Meyer shirt. He's coming back to college football, whether or not anybody likes it. He's just not going to Nebraska.
No, he's not going to. Although it would be funny if he came back and dressed like Tom Osborne the whole time.
be
That
hilarious.
would be really funny. And just like he's in witness protection from all the stupid shit he's done.
Yeah.
He just comes like, no, I've been reborn as Tom Osborne, dude. So you guys got to respect that and address me as such. Use my correct pronouns, the whole thing.
And if you were watching that game before it started, they were chanting "We want Urban" before they even played the fucking game, dude.
You
All
might
the
start
fans.
hearing that at a lot of universities, to be honest,
Yeah.
as the season goes on.
He
He'll
went to,
only go back to Notre Dame.
I don't think so. I think he'd go back to Texas.
I thought he would go back to USC, but
USC's locked up. So, I
Yeah.
mean, Lincoln Riley's there, and he's going to be there for 10 years, and they spent all of the money on
I think
him.
Texas is locked in for 4 years, too, at least.
For Sark?
Yeah.
What are they on year? Is this year two for him?
This is, 2, yeah.
I think Urban sits out one more year probably and then makes his decision from there. Notre Dame is interesting. It'd be more interesting if they were in a conference.
Yeah.
But with the CFP expanding to 12 teams, Urban Meyer would be in the fucking college football playoffs every
Well,
year.
is USC going to continue, or I'm sorry, is Notre Dame going to continue to play USC and some of the other teams they always play if they move to the Big Ten?
USC's they're like big.
I know.
That's one of their big
so
rivals.
They'll keep
yeah.
that one for sure.
And that's
Yeah.
always usually at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one will stay, but some of the other stuff, like, they might not play Stanford every year anymore, or who's their other one that's like,
Well, a lot of their games that are out of conference that they play every year are ACC games anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like I think Navy's their other like yearly rival.
They always play Wake Forest. And
It'd be weird to see him at Notre Dame. I could definitely see him at Texas. I just couldn't see him at Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame's coach is very good.
It's his dream job.
I think Notre Dame is better for him.
Ohio State was his dream job. He's from Ohio.
I think
His dream job's Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame is better for him as a person, because if Urban Meyer lived downtown Austin, it would just, come on, man. That's not going to work out. He's going to be pissed drunk on 6th Street all the time, fingering college girls.
Be great. He loves to open up restaurants and bars. It's a great place to do it.
I guess.
All you're doing is lending your likeness and name. I keep an eye on Texas in 2 years. That's all I'm going to say. As far as this Utah-Arizona State game goes, I'm going to tease this down. I'm going to take Utah. I'm all over it. I don't know who the new coach is, but usually when you fire a coach, either the kids rally around the new coach, but it's a nobody at this point, so I don't think that happens in this case. And I know it's a Pac-12 team.
Didn't happen last week in Lincoln.
Sure didn't.
Well, it looked for the first 6 minutes of the game. But
Yeah.
then it was like, oh, God. It's like you see a dude struggling to put up weight.
Yep.
And it's like, he's going to try again, and it's not going to work out for him.
And he's using a spotter. There's a spotter over there. Next up, we got Stanford against Washington. Gross.
I don't think either one of these teams is good, so
I mean, Washington's number 18 somehow.
I don't care about that.
It's Penix. That's why. Penix Jr.'s in there. That's the fucking quarterback from Indiana. He was really goddamn good at Indiana, and he
Just
left.
rolled Michigan State.
Yeah,
They lit Michigan State up, but I don't think Michigan State's very good either.
I don't either.
Hear me out though. Neither's Stanford.
No, they're terrible. Come on.
Yeah, they're
For
they're
sure
not
they're
great.
terrible. I just two. You're probably safe at 2 touchdowns, to be honest. But why? Why bother?
Why bother? Why bother with this game at
This
14?
is look. If you're down bad, this game's at 9:30. All right.
Is this the last game of the night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's this.
Well,
and
is
it's
UIE who is
It's just a late game. It's late enough for you to know how fucked you are.
this is the latest top 25 game.
It sure is. It sure is. And it's gross. But there is also is Hawaii playing this week? Can we get a confirmation on that?
I don't know. There's a Western Michigan at San Jose State.
They're way outside the
9:30
top
as well.
25.
Hawaii's at New Mexico State, so it's a 7 p.m. game.
Shit. So you don't have that option. So it's going to come down to Washington late at night, kids. So if you're out there, you're drunk, you're desperate, you lost all your money, it's going to come down to the Stanford Washington.
I think you're better off just trying to rob somebody at that point.
I think so.
At least maintain your dignity.
Go like your bill comes at Buffalo Wild Wings, and you just rob the waitress, take all her cash.
Yeah, take her shoes as well.
You have to.
You have to. You can't let her get away with those shoes.
Take her ankle bracelet.
Yeah, our USC Oregon State game's at 8:30, so 9:30, I guess, for us.
Oh, East Coast time? Yeah.
I think so. So we'll have plenty of time to watch the game.
Well,
We sure will.
you know what else is going on? The NBA is gonna. It looks like they're gonna lower the draft age to 18 again.
I heard that, and it seems to be for Bronny James.
Yep.
And here's my thoughts on Bronny James. He is not good enough for the NBA. I don't know that he'd be good enough after a few years of college for the NBA.
Yeah.
And I think if they put him in there and LeBron forces somebody's hand to draft Bronny James or get him on the Lakers or whatever it is, it's going to be a shit show.
I can't wait.
Same.
I hope they need to do a fucking what's that dumb show they do before the football season, Hard Knocks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They should do that, but for this
on Bronny James,
and it's just, or maybe do it like The Last Dance, and just keep interviewing each player individually about Bronny James for the full season.
Yeah,
and then make it into a 10-part. ESPN
now check it out. This move by the NBA, not for Bronny James.
Who?
It's for Bryce.
Bryce who?
His younger son.
Oh God. Somebody said he's better than Bronny.
He is.
Okay.
So like they're gonna get rid of the 1-year eligibility thing, so he can just declare immediately.
How old is he?
He's like 16.
16. Okay. So he's got what, 2 years for that?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, what do you if a player like absolutely just cooks Bronny James or just posterizes him, rubs his wiener across Bronny James's forehead on the way up to the rim?
Ja Morant.
If Ja Morant, well, Ja Morant's too nice. So
Or
he won't do it.
he tries to
No,
fucking
he would
do.
dunk over.
No.
anyone.
He's
If
too
he-
nice to do what I'm about to say.
If he tries to do a layup and Draymond comes from behind and just snatches it out of the air and then stands over the top of him.
Well, the
Now
question
it's set to
is,
seeing.
would you fuck with him or would you disrespect him so badly that you just go and talk shit to his dad?
Like, get this fucking kid out of here.
Right. Like
Yeah.
you just go yell at LeBron James about how bad his kid fucking sucks and about how bad you just roasted him.
Well, luckily for LeBron and for probably Bronny, Patrick Beverly is on his team now, because otherwise he would definitely do that.
Oh yeah,
He would fucking pee on his feet or something.
for sure.
That guy doesn't give a shit.
I can't wait for Bronny to be on Ohio State.
And then I'm fine with that. And so when we were at the Ohio State game, because everybody was asking me, because I took a video of it. Obviously, I hate LeBron James, and I took a video of it, and he's out there hugging the coach and all that other shit. All the recruits were there at that game, and they were with him. I think Bronny James is an excellent recruiting tool because everybody loves, especially this generation coming up, they love LeBron James. That was their Kobe. That was their fucking Jordan. I think it is great for recruiting. If he goes to Ohio State, I would be amped about it from a recruiting perspective. However, Ohio State would definitely not win a national championship with Bronny James on that
I don't
basketball
know.
team.
He could be an exceptional college player.
He's a 4-star. He should be an exceptional college
Yeah.
player. I mean, and he's a combo guard, 6'3". I mean, good build, like
He's what, 39 in the country or something?
Yeah, he's
41, I think.
I think there's a good chance he pops a couple more inches too between now and he's like 20 years old or so.
But in all sincerity, if I'm LeBron James, I tell him to go to college. He's not good enough for the NBA. I don't think he's good enough for the G League. Like, the G League is fucking legit, man. I ended up watching some G League games one night when I was just, I mean, it was dark days of summer where I was just desperate. And they got some old school players in there where you're like, oh, shit, I remember that guy. I remember that guy. I remember that guy. He'd get housed by those guys.
Yeah, but like enjoy college.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Why would you want to go to the G League and play in like Toledo?
The other part about it is, why not take the NIL money and get fucking paid for going to Ohio State? Not only do you get to enjoy college, but you get to be rich.
Yeah,
Who
you
cares?
certainly make more money at college at this point than you fucking will in the G League.
Fuck yeah.
Bronny's got 6.5 million Instagram followers, so yes, he would definitely make more.
Absolutely. And the other part to this is with the NIL deals that he would have at Ohio State, that storyline of LeBron never getting to go to his dream school and play basketball, and now the son is there, and you could build that storyline, he could make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
You think LeBron's going to go back to Ohio State and play golf or some shit?
It'd be great.
It'd be pretty funny.
It'd be great. He's probably a terrible
What
golfer.
about football maybe?
No. Well, he has all 4 years of
He'd be a
eligibility
pretty
left.
sick tight end, to be honest.
He would. He probably would.
I mean, I can't believe his legs still work right now.
Me
so-
neither. It's crazy. He's been able to stay healthy. It's a miracle because even Kobe didn't stay healthy, but Kobe also wasn't that big. So who knows? He looked great last year. He could play forever. But so yeah, if he comes to Ohio State, I'm fine with it. It's great for recruits and all that stuff. But I don't think they're winning a title with that kid. Maybe the other kids he brings in. Maybe we'll see. But I'm fine with it either way, and I'll be right there. Yay, Bronny. Let's do stuff. You big guy. I'll just forget about how much I hate your father. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit all the way up to $1,000. If you were in the Knoxville area this weekend, we are doing a live show by the river next to the Navy thing. And we'll post in Drinkin' Bros, Tennessee, where that location will be, doing a podcast. And then obviously we're bringing 50 cases of seltzer. You can get lit with us. And I believe we're going to cater with Calhoun's. Calhoun's is next to the stadium, and I got to place that order now. We appreciate you joining us, kids. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the College Football Pick'em Show, Week 4. Good night, everyone.